Welcome home, Bitcoin Truth Seekers. It is Tuesday, April 25th, 10:16 a.m. here in the Arizona desert. So, BitcoinDailyView.com got more for you there as always. Let's check out the crypto universe in squares. Mostly a red day today, but we're beginning to see a bit of a turnaround, I think. Red days aren't bad. You got to flush those weak hands out and get to uh, price discovery, and it's a great way to make money. So, a red day, but I think we're starting to see a lot of squares turn green here, and that equals money for people who are longers. If you were a shorter, maybe you made money all the way to the bottom, but maybe it's time to reconsider your long. I mean, you're short. Although, look at this on FinViz, looking at the Dow, Nasdaq, and S&P 500. They've been red all day on the way down, but I just a second ago, look at this extra dump we just see here on all those. What is going on? I'm kind of curious to look at the news. Like that's what is going on? Looking at the S&P 500 in general, consumer defensive. What's that? Is that Pep? No, that's Pepsi Cola. Pepsi's doing quite well today. Anyway, a mix of green and red in the S&P 500. Although overall it is down today, it does appear that is the case at least. That looks down to me. Down. Oh gosh, S&P 500 down 1.3. Woo! At Nasdaq down 1.56. Dow 0.93. So definitely, let me reload that again. Yeah. So far, I guess you could say Johnson and Johnson and Eli Lilly and Unified Health Group Incorporated and Pepsi Cola are one of the few things keeping the actually the healthcare sector and Pepsi and tobacco are keeping the S&P 500 alive today. So anyway, not a great day. I did see some people earlier this morning that I know that were shorting the SPY, as they call it, and I think that they probably just scored. Looking at Bitcoin trading volume explicitly last 24 hours, we are at now 2.9 billion. That's down by 26%. Definitely, that is not much. That is incredibly low Bitcoin trading volume, incredibly low. Even 5 billion would be low, but at least kind of reasonable. Looking at the RECs, okay, last hour the RECs are 1 million, and that actually is up a little bit. I noticed that's probably from I bet you Bitcoin dump with the big indexes, and last 24 hours we're seeing 47 million. That's good. Low volume. Nobody's trying too hard. We're not seeing these $1 million liquidations. Looking at longs versus shorts for the sentiment of where are we going. 63% long, 36% short, and that makes sense because we definitely have we have flushed the weak hands as far as longs go. We definitely have made money on the shorts, and for those that have been on the sidelines, kind of like me, we just been waiting for that bottom to hit so we can make some money as we get a confirmed uptrend. Looking at this 4-hour chart here, as we can see, definitely, let me go to 15 minutes. Let's just take a 15-minute chart here. And let's just see here. I want to see if we can identify. Let's see, how's it look? Definitely, some longs have definitely been getting wrecked recently, and some shorts. So anyway, definitely some volatility here, pretty choppy. But people aren't trying too hard. Seeing some nice big, $1 million buys and sells. So anyway, whatever that means. It's kind of a side. Forget it. I couldn't tell you too much from that chart. Usually I can see something a little bit more clearly, but it's just sporadic. Coin market cap, looking at the top 20 exchanges, we are seeing them all the top 20 exchanges are all in the red. So basically, the 21st one, up bit, is in the green, 4% up. So all in the red, just as far as declining volume last 24 hours. It's been going down for quite a while, so let's just see how that turns out. Most likely, I just have a feeling, not financial advice, but I have a feeling we're probably hitting bottom for the crypto market today. Let's just see what happens. If the S&P 500 dumps hard enough, then probably Bitcoin won't pick up, and neither will the alts. So anyway, looking at derivatives, 32 billion on Binance. There you go. That's not much. That's very, very low. So that's good enough. I'll take it. Uh, Looking at Bitcoin in the top 100 right now. Bitcoin coming in at 27,387. Gone are the days of ranging between 29 and 20 and 30,000, or 28 and 30,000. They'll probably come back. Definitely, we've dumped a little bit recently. Looking at the top 100, the only thing I really see which is exciting is Injective, and that's not too exciting, but it's in the green. I think we're about the point where we're going to see these start turning around. Like Chronos here, Crow, seeing Crow beginning to turn around, and that would make sense. So I think we're going to start to see some of the top 100 here begin to make money. Although if you were shorting, then they're making money for you already. This is a very busy chart. We'll make this more clear, but I just wanted to point out that looking at this chart, going way back to like March of 2020, when we hit the 3Ks, this Fibonacci sequence has worked quite well. And could we be seeing? I always have that belief we could maybe be seeing kind of a cup and handle forming over time here. We'll see. Time will tell on that one. But if we zero in a little bit here, just so you can see these things more clearly, I know this chart's a little bit busy here. This is just a ray that I drew a little while ago. Just shows kind of that we are sort of bouncing off previous support and resistance there. But let's see if we hold that. We are between this fib sequence I did. I kind of just grabbed a recent low, and which would have been a lower low on the daily. And as you can see, we're in a spot I'm not incredibly fond of. We are ranging sideways. We were ranging sideways between the 236 and the .382. Kind of pumped a little bit. Now we're back in it. Let's just see if we hold the support. We're going sideways. So this is your range. It'd be a little bit hard to play this range right now. It's just not really, we're not really seeing distinct enough. You need something like this to kind of play a range, and we're really not seeing that. Like, what do you really do with this static? At least on the daily time frame, you're not going to do much with that, I don't think. But anyways, so we'll see what happens. I don't like this zone really between the top and the 236. I'm not fond of it, and between the top and the 382, not fond of it. You tend to get, in my opinion, bounces off the .5 or the 618. That's where it tends to happen. So we have a bit to give back before that happens, but we certainly could move up from here. But right now we're kind of a little bit in no man's land. Looking at this daily chart, the 8 moving average is the red moving average right there. We're kind of far from it. You always will return to it in any time frame. So maybe it's going to either come down to us, or it's going to come down to the price action, or the price action is going to go up to it. So with that said, let's dive into the 4-hour chart here. 4-hour chart. The one kind of bummer here in the 4-hour chart is that we are below the 200 moving average, which is the white moving average right there. And that's not too spiffy. Although, as you can see here, if you look at this range that we've been in, we are, of course, back. You can actually make this range a little bit bigger on the 4-hour chart. Maybe you even could kind of play this range in the 4-hour. You could sort of, do something like, you could kind of be like, scoring the top here for sells. And you could be kind of, I gotta go. Well, it's tough. It's tough. I just don't see any really clear zone here for buys, but you could try to catch some wicks. If you were to, if you were quite courageous, maybe you could be grabbing some wicks here at the bottom, But anyway, we're in a range. We got above what we pumped. We came back down on kind of an extended Bart-Simpson pattern. That's what I call it, at least. An extended Bart pattern is like this, where it kind of should have been like this, but instead, to be a Bart pattern, when you get this action here, you go up, you go sideways, you're kind of waiting for that Bart, but it kind of goes diagonally down a little bit and takes a while, and that kind of invalidates the Bart pattern. So anyway, with that said, here we are. Let's just see what's going to happen. We're below 200 on the 4-hour chart. That's not very spiffy, really. Let's actually clear all this mess out. Boom. Okay. And let's fire up that MACD once again. 4-hour chart does have a positive MACD. The tangent's holding in there. We'll see what happens. When you do clean this up, there you go. So, about what I can tell you. Looking at the hourly chart, where we at there? Hourly chart below the 200 moving average as well. That's not really groovy. Has the MACD look. MACD is positive. And how about the 45-minute chart for extremely immediate price action? Kind of close to that 200, but it ain't above it yet. Let's look at the 15-minute chart, see if we can see any direction there. 15-minute chart, definitely hugging that 200 moving average. It would like to get above it. MACD, I'm not even going to look at that on a 15-minute chart. So with that said, Bitcoin is sideways and not particularly exciting right now. INJ, Injective. This thing's been doing well this morning. You can see it had a little bit of a run up here on the 4-hour chart. That's not too bad. Now it's going sideways. It is in this nice little fib sequence here. I like what I'm seeing. The 200 moving average is right there at the 618. Looks like we might just, after a little drop below the .5, maybe come back down and bounce off that again. The 4-hour MACD is positive, but the tangent is turning around. This one at least has got some green today, but I think it's probably about done with that unless it comes down and bounces off not only the .5, but let's just mix all this stuff here, and you can kind of see where, I mean, yeah, higher lows, higher highs. You know, it's there you go. Sorry, it's not a lot of high energy today. Really, there's not much to tell you. This thing's been giving a lot back. Oh, you know what you could do? Let's actually look at this. Let's take a look here. Parallel channel. Let's get creative. You know, bear with me here. But I think if we look at this one here, INJ, look at that. So you've had this 4-hour chart. You've had this downwards channel, just kind of, just kind of pumping. Just down, 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 down. We just, we're still above the 200 moving average in the 4-hour chart. We broke above that up downwards channel. Are we going to come down and make this downwards channel support and then move up again? That I find to be rather powerful when that happens. So let's just see. Maybe we got a breakout here. It was green today when nothing else, at least as far as the top 100, really were. Let's go to an hourly chart. How are we there? Hourly chart, it definitely lost the 200 moving average. That's not very exciting. 4-hour, 45-minute chart. Actually, you know what? Here's the thing. I'm going to kind of watch this one on the 45-minute chart, because let's just say that it does find, support here on the top of the 200 moving average, makes a move back off of it. If it can get above that 200, and it's probably going to come back down and test it and move up, but this one could, if we look at this guy here, 45-minute chart, let's put a lot of time in here. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. Anything I can hook onto, like as far as, there we go. Let's go to daily. Okay. Oh, interesting. Oh, come on, daily chart. Where's the history? I guess it doesn't exist here on KuCoin. Let me look INJ versus USDT on Binance. There we go. You know what we could be seeing? Oh, wouldn't that be interesting? Check this out. I mean, a little bit of, well, gosh, it's pretty sloppy, but just forgive me. But what about sort of like a cup in hand? As this is what too much creative license there. But could you be seeing sort of a cup and handle? Look at it your own way. But I mean, you could kind of start it here. I don't know. Just something about this kind of moves me. Also, do note this. Look at where we bounced. Look at kind of where we found resistance and bounce there. That is, if we fire up a array here, definitely have a good deal of previous. This is a previous high and previous support and resistance, and we bounced right there. So I just watched this one, and INJ definitely has been running on the daily chart. It gave a lot back. Oh, but you know what though? Check this out. On the daily chart. Oh, look at that. Could you do this? Could you on a daily chart? Yeah. Could you actually? Okay, I'm gonna start here and follow that up. Could you kind of do something like that? On a daily chart, you could almost say that it lost its upwards momentum, and broke below. But will it get back in there? It's still above the 200 moving average. You know, I would definitely just keep an eye on this one, INJ. Just keep an eye on it. It's something exciting in a bit of a bleak world, little bit of a bleak market for the longers, I guess you could say today. Watch live. Japan attempts first world's. I'm sorry. Watch live. Japan attempts world's first commercial moon landing. This is interesting. I like what we're seeing here. This is the unfortunately, they've lost communication with it recently. We'll see. I think it's just because of whatever. I don't know if that's okay or not. Hopefully, it comes back. But the Hakato mission, it's really exciting. We're trying to land this thing. I guess it's kind of it just isn't. There isn't people on it. I guess this is a drone. I'm not sure how exactly it's being navigated and such like that. But this thing's pretty sparky looking. I mean, that definitely is this is a much I would say more groovy looking a little machine than our Apollos. And because I'm not sure if it lands itself fully automated or if there if there's hands involved, if it's kind of a drone. I'm not exactly sure, but this little guy is up there. We're actually landing on the moon, or I should say a drone is landing on the moon. But that's fine, as something is. SpaceX is still doing things, even though it had a bit of a mishap the other day. It was a wild venture and it blew up. It will make it next time, I'm sure, if it hasn't already been tried again. Sorry, I haven't been following that one. But we'll see what happens. This thing's up there. They're trying to get it on the moon. It's exciting, and there's a picture it had before it actually landed. I mean, look at that. That's a big upgrade from the Apollo pictures, which of course, for their time were pretty badass. But you don't see stars. I guess that's because there's too much light reflecting off the moon. You have to use an exposure which is very quick, so you don't see the stars. Then of course the Earth is a lot closer than the stars, so this picture is legit, at least according to the photographers that I've talked to. And so we'll see what happens. Many people say there's no stars, that's why it's not the whatever. And of course, flat earthers will undoubtedly comment and say we've never left the firmament and whatever. So even if it is flat, I don't care. Here's the thing: a beautiful moon. This is really cool. You can see the beautiful little Earth ball. Is that not amazing? Is that not kind of just cool to see? Little blue marble out there in space. I am only mentioning this because I think that landing on the moon by the Japanese right now, I should say that by Japan, this is exciting and it just makes me happy. It just does. I think it's really, really cool. We're getting some cool pictures back. I hope this thing lands. I hope it does a lot of cool stuff. I hope a little like I don't know, like moon rabbit like hops over and like taps on the little camera and says hi or something, because it would be awesome. This is the first private moon landing, and if you think about it, how come our governments aren't doing it anymore? Why isn't there a space shuttle, and such like that? I do believe that like the ISS, the things that America sent up recently, we had to get our rockets from Russia, the engines or something like that, the major aspect of the rocket, or we sent our stuff to Russia to have it launched. I forget, but anyway, America, come on. Japan just put a drone up there. It's looking spiffy, getting great pictures. SpaceX is blowing up rockets. Just goes to show. I mean, our government's ineffective. I mean, it takes a private company to go to the moon anymore or do anything cool or blow up a rocket even, So anyway, there you go. Let's make it happen. So people, thank you for being a Bitcoin truth seeker. I'll be trying to get on here daily and doing this, and we'll look at things. When it's an exciting day, I'm usually excited. When it's not, I'm usually not excited. We'll see how it goes. I got a feeling that the market might be picking up, but we'll have to just see. Maybe it's balance time. Maybe it's not. Let's look at this chart one more time before we check out of here. Just one more time. Let me actually. It's a 5-minute chart. Let's kind of look here, see what we can see. I know the 5-minute chart's the 5-minute chart, but really, I think for me, until we see some higher highs, like higher highs and higher, well, we're beginning to see higher lows. I mean, this technically is, like a low, higher low, higher low. Maybe that'll end up being a higher low. But we need to get across this 200 moving average here on the 4-hour, on the 15-minute chart. We need to get above that, find support there, get some higher lows, get some higher highs, and get this thing back on the show. Because right now, I think Bitcoin is kind of a little bit at bay to the markets. I mean, let's look at FinViz one more time. Definitely low volume in the Bitcoin market today. Yeah, gosh, man, what is with these indexes? I mean, this is really crap. Let's just for fun, bear with me 1 second. Um, let's just while you're here, let's just look at zero hedge. Is there anything that has like blown up recently? No, Tucker. I don't think Tucker getting fired, nor Don Lemon getting fired, or crashing the markets. Although both of them, their egos might tell you that, might think so. They fired me. Now the markets are crashing. I'll have my vengeance. Strong 2-year auction sends yields to session lows. I think the 10-year yield dropped today. And I think that's why some people I know were shorting the SPY because the 10-year yield dropped. I wonder if we can even see that. Like, I'm not even sure what to look for. 10-year bond, US 10, yeah. There we go. Bond yield. Whoa! Okay, this is a 15-minute chart. Let's look at a daily. Oh, snap. Damn. So U.S. government bonds 10-year yield 1 day. Okay, this dump today on the so here's the deal. Everyone trades different ways. We all tend to see the same thing. It's just an aspect of how clearly do you see it and how accurately and how much can you depend on it. Look at this 10-year bond, the yield. Let's look at that. This is why I think that the SPX is dumping. And so if we look there, you had kind of a sloppy upwards channel. On the daily, we broke below it, challenged the 200 moving average, got above it again, couldn't keep it. That's a pretty good size red candle today, and especially where it's red below the 200 moving average and red below this upwards channel. This to me is kind of like, this in my opinion, why the friends I know are shorting the SPY today is this is give up zone right here. That's just my my take on it. Do we have? Oh yeah, and also look at this. You've got the MACD. I'm not sure how it comes into play here with the yield, but still, MACD tangent has turned crappy, and will probably cross negative. So, and also it's crappy below the heartbeat, as I call it, which is somewhat bearish. So anyway, 10-year bond below in chunks, which of course, in great part, is probably playing a role alongside or affected by the big indexes dumping hard today. SPX, pure potty. Thank you, tobacco and packaged foods that are keeping keeping the market alive in healthcare. And whoever you are, T-Mobile, thank you. Those little smart, you're very effective. Good money saving plans are definitely saving the market today. Anyway, crypto universe, still a mix of green and red, but more red than anything else. Just keep an eye on things. Definitely, I'm watching. Let's go to this Bitcoin right here, real quick. BTC USDT here on Binance. I mean, it's a daily chart. Let's see what happens. Daily chart still looking good. I'm kind of going to watch like the 15-minute chart here. I'm going to kind of watch for a, like I say, I'm going to put an alert in for a break above this 200 moving average and see if we can get above that. Kind of challenge it. Get above it, test it, keep going. We really need something, and not something like this where we kind of have a bit of a fake out there. Definitely need to come back. We need to get above that thing. I think this is a great bottom. I mean, is this downwards trend going to continue? I don't know. I mean, definitely here in the 15-minute chart, we're already seeing some higher lows. So let's just see what happens. Overall, like we looked at in the daily and like the big fib, we're in a good spot. I think, like say, I won't belabor it because we all got to go somewhere, I'm sure. But looking at the 3-hour chart, like I say, if we do fire up that fib sequence, I mean, in my opinion, we are kind of in a 3-hour, 3 days. Let's just make this nice and tight. Crap, darn it! I got to redo my thingy. I have to. That's weekly. I want 1 day. How about that? Dun, dun, dun. There we go. So like I said, crud. Sorry, guys. Don't want to keep it too long. But yeah, going back to March 2020, where we visited the 3Ks, as we look where we're at right now, I say we're looking at that. We're back in that 618 pocket, but we are above the 200 moving average. So There you go. If we don't keep that 618, we'll probably go visit the 786 again. I hope not. But I think really until we get below like 26,600 or so, I think we definitely I would like to see hopefully we catch a bounce before we break below the bottom of this golden pocket, which is right around, like I say, 26,600. So let's just hope we stay above that. I'll probably put an alert in for me and just see if we break below that, because if we do, definitely I think we could see some well, then you might see like the last recent spot. So if we lose the 618, sorry that I'm just kind of like meandering, I should keep these a bit more the more brevity the better, but we very well might visit like 25,045. That's the next kind of high that we had, support and resistance. So really, let's see if we hold this. Like, who knows what's going to happen? The world's crazy. I'm kind of curious what's up with why the 10-year bond is dumping. I guess it's just dumping because it's dumping. I bet you let's just do one more thing for fun. Sorry to hold everybody up. Let's do this. Ruble versus USD. Let's see how that's doing. Ruble versus the dollar. Oh, how's that doing? SMO started right here. I used to have all these cool notes here, but they all disappeared. So the SMO started right around here, and we saw this like dump, and I was when I started turning around, I was losing my mind trying to buy some rubles. I was, but we'd already kind of been sanctioning then, and I just couldn't make that forex exchange for forex trade. But I sure wish I could have, because that was some mad gains right there. That was like boom. You definitely you could have gotten 142%. I mean, that's like what in 107 days. I mean, that's friggin' shitcoin profits right there. I mean, anyway. So how's the ruble doing today? I mean, not extraordinary. We'll see how the ruble's holding strong enough. A little bit lower than it was at the when was the SMO start? It went away. Anyway, guys, so there you go. Enough of that. Ruble's hanging in there. Actually, if you look at the daily chart, I mean, you can kind of see a little bit of upwards direction there. A little bit of upwards movement. So anyway, with that said, everybody, I hope that I don't see any news. I don't see any. Oh, one thing about the news, it could be at First Republic Bank. It's had a crap ton of more withdrawals. I was reading some articles. Yeah, asset sale. I think this could be affecting the market too. That our First Republic, you've got the Silicon Valley Bank. Well, First Republic was kind of its friend, I guess you might say, and weighing up to 100 billion in asset sales to repay emergency Fed loans. So First Republic, I think this bad news for First Republic is not helping things, and so that's probably not good news in the market. Anyway, I'll stop rambling. Let's hope for a more exciting day as the day progresses. And thanks for being a Bitcoin truth seeker. Thank you for having an optimistic, beautiful, belief in the future. I know I certainly do. And look at this. I mean, in spite of all the bullshit and negative nonsense that's going on in the world, they just got a new lunar lander, and there ain't people on it, which is probably good. And it's taken great pictures. And who knows what that holds. I'm really hoping that SpaceX blows up another rocket or at least gets it into space even better, and take care of it, because no matter what's going on, good things are happening. And if you're stacking Bitcoin sats, then you're part of the beautiful sci-fi future for humanity that I know that's where I'm headed towards. That's where I'm at. That's what I believe in. So take care.